Chapter 37. As he turned the corner to Cal de Bologna, Javea was faced with a sight he hadn't witnessed for quite some time. 2 cats were going for one another in the middle of the street, scratching, biting and screeching at the top of their lungs. Territory was hugely important to felines. They marked places that they thought were their own, never to be trespassed by another. Javea guessed that one cat had taken liberties. The other was trying to defend what it thought was rightfully theirs. If he was a cat detective, then this would be an easy case to resolve. But he wasn't. He dealt with divisive, evasive humans who hid everything in case they appeared guilty, even when they were innocent. Rather than break up the fight or wait for it to finish, Javea decided to park his car and walk the rest of the way. Only a few hundred yards. Javea recalled one of the lessons from his early days in the police. Look up. Everywhere you went, there would be clues. You just had to keep your eyes open enough to spot the clues, understand them and put them in the big picture. A trip down memory lane to his early days as a beat cop were enough to put a smile back on Javea's face. The sun was out, the heat rising further and further. Summer was truly here to stay. The sound of the fighting cats lessened when he walked further away. It was replaced with a sound mix of traffic and calm. It was always the case in Javea that when you felt overwhelmed, that the calm was only a few moments away. And when you felt bored, the busy nature of the place was also only ever a few minutes away. When you lived here, you knew where to go, how to travel from one extreme to the other. Tourists that only came here for a few weeks a year couldn't quite get to grips with the place quickly enough to know where the extreme quiet was and where the extreme noise was. They existed in a place where both happened in the same place and time. You would think that the noise drowned out the quiet, but it didn't. Both occurred in tandem, defying the laws of sonics. There was the slightest breeze, almost imperceptible unless you looked at the very tops of the trees. They rustled slightly, giving up no sound but a movement that wasn't stillness. Javea knew that this meant the warmth from Africa was making its way across. This would be a hot week, maybe fortnight. After that, anything could happen. But while the wind was coming in from Africa, the outlook was for extreme heat. Javea loved living in one place for a big chunk of his life. It meant that he got to learn the little signs that let him know what the land was telling him. He loved knowing that the birds only built their nests when the rain was close to finished in the spring. He loved knowing the signs that summer was ending and turning to autumn. But he wasn't prepared for what he saw next.